All right, today we're going on an absolutely epic journey. We're talking billions of years, a trip that starts literally at the center of the Earth and finishes up in the hands of a master artist. We are uncovering the incredible, unbelievable story of the diamond. So, let's just dive right in. You know, when you look at a diamond, you're not just seeing a beautiful stone. Nope, what you're really looking at is a time capsule, a relic from the very dawn of our planet. And inside, there's a story of incredible violence and honestly, impossible survival. And really, that's the central question here, isn't it? This whole thing is a story about surviving against just impossible odds. I mean, this is a journey where at pretty much every single step, this diamond should have been totally destroyed. So what forces of nature actually came together to save it? Well, let's find out. Okay, so our story begins deep, and I mean deep underground. We're traveling way down into the Earth's mantle, a place of, just fire and crushing pressure. This is where a diamond is actually born. So, what's the recipe for a diamond? Well, you need 4 pretty extreme ingredients. First up, you need pure carbon. Simple enough. But then, you gotta go deep, about 150 kilometers below the surface. Next, you need heat. We're talking around 1,000 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt iron, by the way. And finally, you need pressure. So intense, it could literally crush mountains. Only when you have all 4 of those things can a diamond even begin to form. So, the really crucial thing to get here is that this is not a quick process. Not at all. For billions of years, these little carbon atoms are trapped in what you can only really call a fiery jail. And slowly, so slowly, under all that unbelievable heat and pressure, they start to bond together, forming the hardest substance we know of. And just look at this number. It really drives home the mind-boggling timescale we're talking about. 3 billion years. Think about that. For all that time, these atoms were just trapped down there, slowly crystallizing, waiting for a chance to escape. A chance, by the way, that might never have come. Okay, so now we get to the most dramatic part of this whole journey. This is the great escape from the mantle, and it's a moment so violent that if just one thing went wrong, the diamond would be completely annihilated, gone. So, the hero of this escape? It's a really special kind of magma called Kimberlite. The best way to think of it is like a super high-speed elevator just for diamonds. It forms way down in the mantle, and when it erupts, it just blasts everything around it, including any diamonds that happen to be there, straight up to the surface. And check out the speed on this thing. The Kimberlite magma literally tears through the Earth's crust faster than the speed of sound. This entire journey from 150 kilometers down is over in just a few hours. A few hours. And that incredible speed is absolutely 100% critical. So why is speed so important? Well, it's everything. Because if that journey was slow, the intense heat and the changing pressure would make the diamond change back into its original form, which is just simple carbon or graphite, like pencil lead. It would basically turn to ash. But fate and physics were on its side, and the diamond made it to the surface completely intact. So the diamond's natural journey might be over, but now a brand new chapter begins. Because this is where we, humans, enter the story. And with us comes an almost unbelievable amount of work just to find these little geological wonders. Just let this number sink in for a second. To find one single, small, gem-quality diamond, miners have to dig up and sort through about 250 tons of rock and dirt. 250 tons. That's the scale of modern diamond mining. We're talking giant machines, huge pits in the ground, all to find this tiny crystal that's been waiting there for millions of years. And here's another really fascinating detail. Not every diamond that comes out of the ground ends up as jewelry. Not even close. In fact, about 80% of them are used for industrial stuff, like on the end of cutting tools, or they just get tossed. Only about 20% are actually considered good enough to be cut into a gemstone. Okay, so this brings us to the final stage of the whole saga. This is the point where all that geology and science gives way to pure art. This is the transformation of a plain-looking rock into a radiant gem. When a diamond is first pulled from the ground, it honestly just looks like a dull, muddy rock. You'd probably walk right past it. It has no shine, no sparkle, no fire. The after? Well, that's where the magic comes in. Because the true brilliance of a diamond is only unlocked by human hands. And that magic? It's all in the hands of the diamond cutter. This is an incredibly delicate, skillful art form. They cut these super precise, geometric facets into the stone. Why? They're designed to trap light, bend it around, and then shoot it back out as that beautiful fire we all know. But man, it is a high-stakes game. One tiny mistake, one wrong move, and a priceless gem can literally shatter into worthless dust. So where does most of this incredible work happen? The answer might surprise you. More than 90% of all the world's diamonds make their final journey to India. That's where they're cut and polished by master artisans who've perfected this craft over generations. So, here it is, the whole incredible story, all laid out. Just think about this unbelievable chain of events. 3 billion years just waiting in a fiery prison. Then, a violent supersonic journey that lasts just a few hours. After that, a massive, colossal effort by people to even find it. And finally, the delicate touch of an artist to bring it to life. Every single one of those things had to happen perfectly to create the gem we see today. So, the next time you see a diamond, I want you to try to see more than just its sparkle. Remember the 3 billion year struggle that's locked inside it. It's not just a beautiful stone, it's a living piece of Earth's history, a testament to its raw power. And really, it's a symbol of surviving every single trial that time can possibly throw at you. It is, above all else, a survivor.